Hey guys, it's Michael here again talking about the foundation of health number three, which is food. Um, yeah, everybody's getting ready to fight because the topic of food brings it out in the best of us. Um, so, from complete plant eating to complete animal eating and anything in between, a little bit of controversy. People get really excited about their viewpoint on what foods are best. Um, and I got to say, honestly, the vegan talking about if they eat meat or they eat protein, they eat different stuff, it makes the belly hurts, they bloat up, they feel bad. I get it. Don't eat the foods that make you feel bad. On the opposite side, the carnivore saying if I eat these plants, do this, eat these other ingredients that aren't, animal based, makes you feel bad, makes you bloat up, gives you a headache, all that. Okay, don't eat them. I don't have a problem with that in any way at all. I will say, let's get to the truth of what's going on in both camps. If you eat any food and it upsets your stomach, makes you bloat, gives you a headache, makes your heart race, makes you feel bad, takes your brain power away. Like I said, don't eat it, but our bodies are meant to eat both sides as far to the spectrum as you can. Our bodies should process those foods without making us feel ill. So what's the problem? What's the root cause? What's behind why a vegan can't eat meat and a meat eater can't eat plants? Basically, it comes down to the enzymes. And you look at how. Let's just pick on meat for a second. Red meat, chicken, fish, all of it. Everything can have toxins in it. Whatever that animal ate, if it had a toxin load to it, when you eat that meat that they produce, you're going to take on that same toxin load. So we need a clean meat. Same way with plants. Toxins on the plants, toxins in the soil. The plants pick it up. Most of the toxins that put in the soil, they basically sterilize the soil. There's things in that soil that the plants are supposed to uptake, and when you eat that plant, it's provided to help you break down that plant. There's enzymes. We're talking about enzymes. If they're not there, if the minerals aren't there, you look at farming. These guys, they put 3 ingredients on the crops to make them big, green, and get rid of bugs. I mean, that's literally why they put those 3 ingredients in there. It destroys the soil content. Those plants don't uptake what they need to make you be able to digest them. Same way on the opposite side of the spectrum. If animals are fed a lot of antibiotics, they're eating GMO corns, just different things. It's not going to be optimum for your system. It carries a toxic load. So when you eat a food, you want the energy out of that food. I don't care if it's plant or meat or anything in between, you want the energy out of that food. If your body has to process out toxins, if your body has to do workarounds because certain enzymes aren't there or certain things aren't there, it's a net loss for the food. So you say a food has 100% energy in it and it's got toxins, how hard does your body have to work to get rid of those toxins? It's a load that you don't really need in your food, because we can find decent foods. We can find good meat. We can find good plants. So a lot of people our diets are crazy. And if you don't feel good, after you eat, start looking at what was the food in whatever the group of foods you ate. If you had a plate and it had 5 or 6 things on it, then we got to figure out which food you ate out of those 5 or 6 or whatever's on your plate that's causing you to be not feeling good. Just about every time I do one of these, I try to give a little golden nugget. So the golden nugget here, and I don't hear people talk about this, but if you eat your food separate of each other, you got a plate of meat, mashed potatoes, a bunch of veggies, whatever, and after the meal, your heart rate is increased by 10, 15, 20 beats, whatever, then something on that plate that you just ate is not good, or your heart rate shouldn't have to go up. Your body shouldn't have to amp up its energy to digest what you just ate. So the golden nugget here is take your pulse right before you eat. sit down, breathe for a minute, do some deep breathing. We talk about that. Just take a breath, take a few of them, take your pulse. Go eat your food, give it 30 minutes, take your pulse again. If your pulse is 10 beats, especially if it's up there in the 20 to 30 beats a minute more, something in your food didn't agree with your body, and your body's having to really work hard to digest it, get rid of the toxins that were in it, or whatever that you were allergic to, or whatever at that moment. So, yeah, at this point, we kind of go to an elimination deal, eat one food at a time, and if it makes your pulse go up, that's a food that doesn't agree with you. You don't have to go get these allergy tests and all this stuff. If your heart rate goes up, doesn't agree with you, don't eat it. As far as the grocery store is concerned, and the foods that you choose, the grocery store I go to, it could be 1/10 the size of normal grocery stores, because basically I shop on the perimeter. It's where the decent food is. If it comes in a bag or a box, or if it's white, I don't eat it. Processed food, that's what I'm talking about. If it has sugar in it, white, I don't eat it. If it's got anything that's been ultra processed, I don't really want it, because it makes my heart rate go up after I eat it. so that's my take on the food. If it's in a bag, if it's in a box, if it's in even glass jars that are clear, any of the oils, vegetable oils, stuff like that, it's just not good. So I stay closer to animal-based products that haven't been processed. So that's just me. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store. It sucks because I could just walk in the door, grab all my items within a few steps, and head out. But instead, I got to walk all the way around this side of the store, all the way around the back, and all the way around the other side. It's like, come on. And the whole time, they're tempting me with all that stuff in those bags and boxes. Nah, it's actually not a temptation. It's just an irritant. See you guys later.